And as you start to move that direction, here is how you know you're moving in the right direction. Number one is always you'll feel better about it. You'll feel that this is more exciting than this. Hi, my name's Steve Martile, and in today's video, we're going to talk about clarifying your life direction and getting help from your guides. Before I kind of dive into this video today, I'm going to talk some terms and definitions so that whoever's listening to this, or you're watching this, you can understand the context of what I'm going to share with you. So what do I mean by life direction? Life direction means basically your mission, your purpose. If you believe in the idea that this is not the first life that you've had in a physical existence, some form of reincarnation, then you came here with an intention, a purpose, maybe to learn something. And that's what I mean by life direction. Is like you came here to experience something, learn something, have an experience, a specific one. Okay, so that's what I mean by life direction. It's not necessarily a career objective. It's not that you need to do something, although you might have, if you're starting to ascend and feel the vibrations of 5D and above, you might start feeling like there are certain inklings, intuitions, impulses that are moving you in a certain direction. And that's also what I mean by your life direction. It's this nudge to explore an area that you haven't been exploring. Okay, so life direction, that's the first thing. And then second is your guides. What do I mean by your guides? Your guides could be simply as defined as your higher self. So the higher, more expanded version of you that is helping you guide you through this process of physical incarnation and experiencing everything in 3D physical reality. And it could be as simple as help from family members that have passed. They're always here to help you. It could be actual guides. And it could be what I believe Dolores Cannon calls star seeds. Debbie Solaris definitely calls star seeds. Star seeds would be your original seed or a galaxy planet of existence, where you originally started from, where you reincarnated. You might be getting support from that original family as well. Those are all definitions of what I mean by guides. But basically, there's this communication, dialogue that's happening with you, not on the physical 3D frequency, but on a higher dimension. It might be happening in your sleep. It might be happening when you're in deep trance or meditation, but in altered states, likely, not in conscious states, although it can happen during the waking day if you're present to them. Okay, so when I talk about clarifying your life direction, getting help from guides, I want to specifically share something that's happened with me. So the past year has been, let's just say, interesting, but also challenging for me personally. And one of the things that I've discovered, and it's always in retrospect that we see these things, although sometimes we'll intuit the future as well, but I'll give you two examples of like pulling from the past as well as the future, seeing into the future, is that when I look back on the last year, I realized that I had a very clear identity or definition as a salesperson, right? Because that's what I do for my living. That's how I generate a lot of my money. I sell books and I get clients from that. It's not the primary source of revenue of money that I use to sustain our livelihood. And because of that, I had held on to it very firmly that this is the only thing that I can do. And what was very interesting is during the summer, I started to get very frustrated with this hat that I was wearing, this identity of being a salesperson. Not that I don't enjoy sales. I love sales. I love doing sales. And I love meeting and connecting with people all around the world. But what I don't enjoy is when I can't really have control of my destiny in terms of the amount of money I make, when I work, and that sort of thing, because I'm working with clients as I'm selling for them. So during this frustration period, I want to say it was like June, July of this summer, I came to my own realization that I've got to get my own clients. And so in the last 3 weeks, I had a very specific shift where I had come up with some ideas that aligned with this new life direction or purpose. And as I started to action it, I've signed 2 clients up with this new proposition, which is really around helping people getting a book written, because it's something I've done and published. And as I'm doing that, I'm getting more and more in tune and aligned with this new direction. And in fact, the more that I act on it, the more exciting it gets for me. And I'm realizing that there's so much more possible that I hadn't even seen before, because I was wearing this hat identity definition as I am a salesperson. And really, what I did is I started to surrender after the summer, after this frustration. And after I started to surrender to, well, what else is possible? That's when I got the download. And it was probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago. So now this would be an example of forecasting the future, where I had this overwhelming, I'm calling it a download, but remember, we're transmitters, right? We're transmitting frequency of vibration. And in that moment, I got a download of information, this overwhelming feeling that, yes, I'm going to be moving in this direction of helping people to publish their books. It was like a no-brainer. And in fact, if I look back 3 years, I've been guided this way for at least the last 3 years, easily, if not even before that when I wrote. So what's cool about this is that this guidance that I've been getting has been helping me get clear about where I'm going to be going over the next year, which is very exciting for me. So what I wanted to share with you in this video is that there are a couple things that have helped me to go through this process. One is to be very clear that, we're going in and out of connecting with our divine nature, rising in our vibration, getting in higher frequencies, and getting more telepathic in terms of like connecting to our divine purpose or life direction. And as you do that, you're going to get insight, you're going to get hints, you're going to get whispers of like what direction and what things you should be doing to move you in that direction. And should is the wrong word, that you want to be moving, that you desire to. And the more that you ascend out of the lower densities of the body, right, and get out of the fear and the worry and the negative limiting beliefs, the more that you'll start to connect with this higher nature, this higher guidance. And as you do that, you're going to get directions about what you need to do next. But another aspect of this is that I don't want you to feel that you need to force the process. Because I said, I was talking to my wife earlier, and we were talking about it yesterday and even today. I was thinking about how, I'm like, why did I have to wait until this fall to get this download? Like, why couldn't have it happened last fall? I was asking myself that question. Why? And there was no way that it could have ever happened that I would have gotten the information to guide me at that time because of that self-identity, that hat I was wearing. And just briefly, I'll explain what I mean on the whiteboard. So basically, if you're at, 3 hertz, right? That's a frequency, okay? So you got 2 frequency of vibrations. I was in this one. The identity solidified this frequency of vibration in this reality based on the hat that I was wearing, which was I'm a salesperson. So anything outside I am a salesperson is not possible for me in that moment in time. So think of reality as this circle is the identity that I was empowering, physically manifesting in this frequency vibration. This was last fall. So the idea of going out and getting my own clients and not just being a salesperson, for some reason, didn't occur to me. It wasn't in this specific frequency of vibration. So it wasn't possible for it to happen last year. But now that I'm here in this new vibration, and remember, frequencies are just like levels or dimensions, that the information changes. And that's what happened for me. I got frustrated in the summer. I started to see that I got to start getting my own clients. I can deliver to them. I know I can help them. And as I started doing that, I started to shift to here. And as I started to shift to this new frequency of vibration, well, guess what happens? New information, new reality, and now new circumstances. So that's why I'm saying be patient with yourself. If you're here and you're trying to get here, it can seem like you're struggling to do it, but you can't get the information at the current frequency of vibration. For me, I had to go through the frustration this summer and let go of the idea that I'm just a salesperson. Do I still sell? Yes, of course I do. I sell many things, but I can also be an entrepreneur. I can also offer other services, and I can also have my own clients. That's a possibility that I was not open to back here because I was so focused and loyal to the clients I had. And that loyalty is very interesting, has not really changed. And here's another, I will say, a breadcrumb that will show up obvious. As you start moving in the direction of your higher purpose, or what we're calling your life direction for this incarnation, what's going to happen is that you're going to be in 5 hertz, okay? You're going to be here. And as you start to move that direction, here is how you know you're moving in the right direction. Number one is always you'll feel better about it. You'll feel that this is more exciting than this. This is always going to be more exciting than this. Secondly is as you start to see the physical manifestation of these circumstances come into play, it's going to, as they comes into play, it's going to be easier for you. In fact, there was a point where I was acting on this and acting on this very recently because I'm doing this transition. And the stuff over here is very difficult, and the stuff over here is very easy. It's fluid. It falls into place. There's really not much for me to do, is just show up. And that's how you know you're moving on purpose. Okay? And again, like I said, you'll get information from your higher self, your guides, people of past that are connected to you, other galactic families. Like I said, Debbie Solaris is a great resource for that if you want to check her out, debbiesolaris.com. But the key here is that to be patient with yourself, because this is all part of the design. And if I really think back, I'm like, this was perfect for me. I did this, I got frustrated, I'm now here, and now I'm in a state of expanding all things in my life. And that's exciting to me. And I'm saying, don't necessarily think you need to visualize harder or meditate more intensely to get to here. There's going to be a point in time where you are more, the better word would be you surrender to what's in play for you. You're just going to let it evolve the way it's supposed to. And this is very important, is like, let go of any expectations of what you have and when it's going to happen, and just stay in the moment. Again, easy to say, more difficult to do. So, in summary, clarifying your life direction, getting help from your guides is something that takes time. Be patient with yourself. If you're in a more dense vibration right now, you're at 3 hertz and you're still healing some old traumas, or there's just the body, the energetic body is in a more dense state, then allow yourself to go through this transition where you get into a less dense state. As you do that, and as you ascend from 3D to 4D to 5D, what's going to happen is this process is going to get easier for you. You're going to get more contact from your guides, and you're going to start to see the physical manifestation of that reality coming in much more quickly. Okay? I hope you found this useful and helpful. Thanks for watching. My name's Steve. If you haven't checked out my book, of course, check it out. And get the Audible book. I highly recommend it. It's only 3 hours. You can listen to the whole thing for probably less than $10. And then I have a meditation you can also get from the book once you check it out. If you cannot afford to buy the book for some reason, because I know it's very tight for a lot of people right now, everywhere, my book is available in libraries. What you have to do is go into the library, ask them, make a request for my book, basically request the book, and they will buy the book from me, and then you can get the Audible version of the book almost in, I wouldn't say everywhere, but I had a woman in Australia buy the book from a library. So it is available in the library if you request my book from the library, okay? Just send this request into your local library and see if they can get the book. I'm a part of a bigger distribution network that's connected to the libraries, and you will get the Audible book if you ask for it, okay? Thanks again for watching, listening. My name's Steve, and we'll talk to you next time.